Hi, apologies for this. I can't believe what happened to me. I somehow forgot that the class was at 7 o'clock. It's just not my usual style, but I pulled a muscle this morning in my back, and I think that threw me out of it. So we'll be going very gentle tonight, and sincere apologies, but this will be here. So what I'll do is we'll do this half-hour long form lesson, and then I'll start the other class. So apologies, mea culpa. So let's go ahead anyway and do some together, and it'll be here for everybody for the rest forever. So anyway, let's get started. So I'm going to adjust this. So we are going to start with I'm going to start with the actual long form lesson. So we have the feet in a tension posture. And one of the nice things about this lovely fine weather is we can be barefoot. It's really nice. So heels together. And find that nice sense of alignment up and down through the body. We're going to sink into the right. And then we step out wider than shoulder width into the left foot. So this is the same as the short form, except we're stepping a bit wider. And then the arms come around and they sit on cushions of air here. So now weights on the left foot, and we allow the arms to float up the front and back down. So that was our first lesson last week. So the weights on the left foot. So let's just go back over that a few times, and I'll do it now facing the camera, and then I'll do it with my back to you. So we get plenty of variations. And if you've just come in, apologies again for getting my times mixed up. So attention posture, find that nice alignment up through your body. And we're going to sink into the right. And we step out shoulder width with the left, or wider than shoulder width with the left. Transfer the weight over there. And then as we're turning back, we're bringing the right foot around parallel and the shoulder blades open. And we just sink down into that left foot. And then allow the arms to float up, this time higher than the heart, and feel like your shoulders are still nice and relaxed. We pull the elbows in and we let the hands sink back down. So the knees are still bent. So let's do that one more time, facing each other. So find that nice alignment up through your body. Let's smile. And we sink into the right. And let the left foot peel up off the ground and step out shoulder width or wider. Now, sorry, I'll say that again because I'm so much into the short form, I just say shoulder width. So let's take 2 on that. So we sink down into the right foot. And the left foot peels up, and we're stepping wider than shoulder width, over into the left, sinking down into it, and then bringing the right foot round as the shoulder blades come round. And then pull the shoulders back, and the hands rest on these cushions of air. And then they softly float up. And here the shoulders are still down, and the hands float back down, and the weight is still in the left foot. Okay, so let's do that one more time. And this time I'll go from behind. So heels together. So we sink down into the left as we turn a little to the left. Step out wider than shoulder width and sink into the right. Sorry, excuse me, left side. I'm definitely having a bit of a wobbly today. So we sink into the right. Step out wider than shoulder width onto the left and sink down into your left foot. Bring the right foot round on the heel. Relax. And then just allow the arms to float up and float down. And the weight is still more in the left leg than in the right. We say about 70-30 is generally the rule for Tai Chi. Okay, so that's the first posture. So now the second posture is ward off left, which is actually the same posture as the short form, except that again, we're stepping longer and wider with the left, and the left hand is going to come to the throat rather than the heart. So we're just making everything, see the right hand comes out a bit wider, we're just opening, making the space bigger inside here and outside here. So these first 2 postures are the same. Think to yourself, it's just bigger and wider than the short form. So heels together. So we're going to sink down into the right foot as we turn to the right and the palms open. And then pick up the left foot and step out that little bit wider and transfer the weight over in there. Bring the right foot round on the heel and rest the hands on these cushions of air. The arms float up the front of the body. Pull in the elbows and the arms float down. The weight's in the left foot. So now we're going to turn to the left, connecting with the right hand. So it's like somebody's coming from here. So I'm turning to meet that person. And as they come towards us, we yield, turning on the heel of the right foot and picking up the left foot. Then we have the ball between the hands, right hand at the throat this time. Step with the left, nice and big and wide, and then bring the weight into the left foot. And as the right hand sinks down, the right foot comes round. So that's ward off left this way. And I'm going to show you it facing this way. So we're in this nice wide stance, weight in the left foot, and we brought the hands back down to here. So what we do is we activate your right hand and turn to the right. Little ways turn to the right. There's somebody coming from here, so you're just going to yield to them coming, and notice your left hand starts coming with you in here under. So we have the ball, and then sink the weight into the right foot, bring the left foot in, and then step wide and just that bit bigger. And as the left hand comes up to the throat, then the right hand sinks down to the side of the body. So, as I said, the big difference is that we're stepping wider and the arms are making that bigger. You're just allowing yourself to expand, feel your energy more. Okay, so let's do that a few times from the beginning, facing here, and then we do it facing the other way as well. And, you know, it is daunting. The double eights that I was doing are daunting. But just get to like this beginning bit. And then the other will just get easy as we practice. So heels together. And we have the nice alignment up through the body. Down through the body. So we sink our weight into the right foot. Turning a little to the right and the palms open. And then stay in the right foot and step out nice and wide onto the left and transfer the weight over there. And then we bring the right foot round on the heel, the elbows come round, and then just relax, sink down into your left even more. Stay down as the arms float up to the throat and they float back down. Lovely. So now we're going to turn to the left, activating that right hand. You're connecting to somebody who's coming, they're bringing a punch this way. So you just yield to their punch, you draw them in. We make the ball and then bring the left foot in by your right and step wide onto the heel of the left. And as your weight's coming in there, the left hand is coming up toward off and the right hand sinks down. And as the right hand's sinking down, the right foot comes round to here. Okay, so let's do a few more. So heels together. So we sink down into the right foot, turning to the right, opening, the feeling of opening the front of the chest. The back, the shoulder blades pull a bit closer together. So we step out nice and wide onto the left, transfer the weight over onto the left, and then bring the right foot round as we turn back to the front. Sink into the right, the hands come down. And then just let the arms float up the front, up to the throat, and float back down. Lovely. So now ward off left. So we're turning a little to the left. You're in the left foot and then you turn to the right, bringing the weight into the right foot as we make the ball. Between the throat and the dantian. The lower one is still the dantian. And then step with the left. Left hand comes to the throat as the right hand sinks down onto this cushion of air. Okay, so we'll do one more facing this way. So we're in a tension posture. So we're going to sink down into the right. Step out wider than shoulder width. Transfer the weight over, turning more to the right, and then turning back to the front, bringing the right foot round. Pull the shoulder blades back and relax. And then let the arms float up. You're still keeping your weight down and float down. That's the end of the first posture. So now we're going to turn to the left and turn on the heel of the right foot, making the ball bring the weight into the right foot. Bring the left foot in by your ankle so you can feel where it is. And it's like you're stepping around something here and forward to here. So you might remember when we were practicing, Often I'm saying get the feeling of stepping around something, like if something in here. Remember, we practice with people standing in front of us, so you can step around or like round a tree. So you get this feeling of stepping around something into the left foot. Okay, so that's ward off left. So let's do a little bit of that double 8 practice that we need to do, but I'm going to do it now just on the right side. So bring your right hand, I'm going to do it facing this way first so you can have practice along with me. So we have the right foot forward looking straight ahead. We're in both stands with the right foot forward. So just do the 8s this way first. So you're just coming round the front foot, round the back foot. So this is our basic 8 that we're doing. We're going to use this a lot. So round the right, round the left, round the right, round the left, round the right, round the left, round the right, round the left. So now in the short form, if you remember in the short form, we do ward off left, and then we turn on the ball of the right foot and we come up into ward off right. So this is our ward off right. So when we get to here in the left form, in the long form, we the same. We've come up into ward off right. So when we get there in the long form, what we do is, instead of doing our roll back like we did in the short form, what we're going to do is we have our weight in our right foot, and we're going to start by yielding, by coming round that right foot, figure 8 style. And as you're doing that, your left hand is yielding. So we've yielded around the front foot. And now what you do is, as you're coming around the back foot, you're just going figure 8 around the back foot. And that time your right hand is yielding. So we yield around the front, we yield around the back. And then we ward off from the back foot, and then we press in to the front foot. So don't even worry about trying to remember this, but just do it along with me. So you're in this you're in the bow and arrow stance, and the weight's in the front foot. And forget the hands again now for a minute and just think, yield, turn, doing this part of the 8 around the front foot, round the back foot, and then just bring your weight straight forward into the ward off, and then press. So we're only doing round the front, round the back, ward off, and press. So let's do it that way a few times, see if that helps. So we're coming round the front foot, round the back foot, and then the right hand comes up to ward off, and then we press. So we're coming round the front, round the back, and the right hand comes up to ward off, and the left hand comes in to press. So we come round the front foot, round the back foot, and the right hand comes up to ward off, and the left hand comes in to press. So we come round the front, round the back, ward off, and press. So now let your hands join in with me. So we've just done a push, and we're going to go round the front foot, round the back foot, right hand comes up to ward off, and the left hand comes in to press. So start again here in the front foot. So we're going to yield round the front foot. Just get a feeling that your left hand just drops down as you come around the front foot, and the right hand, just the elbow drops down as you come around the back foot, and then the hand just comes up as you push forward, and left hand comes in as we sink into the front foot. So left hand yields, you're coming round the right foot, the front foot. The right hand yields as you come around the left foot, which is the back foot, and then the right hand comes up toward off. This comes out of the back foot, and then you press forward into the front foot. So let's do a few more. And if we do this every week, in a few weeks' time, it will seem natural. So we're doing the figure 8 with the right foot forward. Okay. And the only part of the only time we use the 8 part, like we come round, this is the 8 feeling, yielding with the left hand. This is round the back, yielding with the right hand. And then we just come straight up into the right foot. And then we come into the left foot, into the right foot as you press forward. So yielding around the front, yielding around the back, and the right hand comes up into ward off, and this movement comes out of the back foot, but you're moving forward, and then you finish it with the left hand pushing, and you're really into the front foot. So let's just do 2 more. So we're in this bow stance with the right foot forward, and we're going to yield around the front foot. We're going to yield around the back foot. And then the right hand makes a ward off shape. You're still in the back foot, and then you press forward into the front foot. One last time. So you've got the hands here at the end of you've just come into ward off right, and you're going to yield with your left hand around the front foot, yield with the right hand around the back foot, and then bring the right hand up to ward off, and then press in with the left. So we yield around the front, yield around the back, ward off from the back, press forward. Yield around the front, yield around the back, ward off, and press. One more time. Yield around the front, yield around the back, ward off, and press. Okay, so with practice that will get easier. And because you're all well versed in these 8s, we just focus on the right side for now, because that's the only one we're using in this form at the beginning anyway. So now let's just do that. I put it up yesterday. Let's do it together to crossing hands, and I'll call it out, and just stick with me. Don't think about getting it right. Just listen and practice along. Play with it, because this one needs to be fun as well for us to keep working it. So attention posture with the heels together. And we're just going to sink back down, relax. And then we sink into the right and step out shoulder width, or wider than shoulder width, apologies. Sink into the left, bring the right foot round. Sit down and let the arms float up to the throat and back down. And now this is our ward off left. So we turn to the left, bring the weight into the right foot, step forward and left with the left, and bring the weight in, and the right hand sinks down as the foot comes round. So now we stay in the left foot, we turn on the ball of the right, and we step forward and right, forward off right. And now you're going to yield with the left around the front foot, yield with the right around the back foot, ward off with the right, press with the left. And this kind of repeats. So yield around the front, yield around the back, and then we push with the right from the back, and we push with the left into the front. And then single whip is just like in the short form, except that this is at the throat, not at the heart. And we send out the hook, step wide with the left, and bring the left hand up higher again, up above the shoulder, and then we just sink into it. So this, and we're going to sink into it and keep the weight in the back. And this foot doesn't come round in the long form, it stays here. So we sink into the left, pick up the right and bring it down on the heel. Arms up higher for lifting hands, turn to the left. Step back with the right, and again now we're yielding at the throat, white crane spreads wings, and sink the right hand down the front of the body. Brush past the left knee and sink forward, throat height again. Turn left, turn right, and play guitar up high, and then open up again. Fold your left hand over, brush left knee, and push, and then turn to the left. Step forward with the right, so we have a ward off, brush right knee and push. Sink back, and we have another brush left knee and push, and then another play guitar. Throat height, and then open up again. Fold the left hand over, brush past the knee, and sink forward. And now sit back, turning on the heel of the left. I'm just going to adjust here because I'm short of space. Pick up the right foot and step to the corner, and all of this comes up higher in the long form. We step with the left and punch, and then turn to the left. Now you're coming round the front foot as you yield with the left hand, round the back foot as we yield with the right, and then we push from the back and we push forward. And we stay in the left foot and we send out the right here in the back foot, send out the left as we come into the front foot, and then we yield. We do a little 8 around the left, quarter of an 8, yield around the back foot, and step back with the right. And just, if we wanted to finish here, we just sink into the left and turn the right foot out, sink into the right and step back. So, as you do it, you'll notice it's very similar to the short form. We're just getting bigger and wider, and these ward offs and everything play guitars at the throat, and there's just those extra ward off left and ward off right. So, you know, it's definitely not beyond anybody. It's great. So let's do that one more time. So, and just copy, just listen and copy. So attention posture, and we're going to sink down into the right foot, stepping up nice and wide with the left and bringing the weight into the left foot, turning to the right a bit more, back to the front, relaxing into the left foot, allowing the arms to float up and down. Relax, relax, relax down. So now you bring your mind into your right hand, so you're turning to the left and you're going to yield with that right hand, turn on the heel of the right and make the ball between the throat and the dantian. Step forward and left, into the left foot for ward off left, and the right hand sinks down as the foot comes round. So keep the weight in the left foot, turn on the ball of the right, step forward and right, into ward off right, right hand up to the throat and the left fingers pointing. And now we're going to stay in the right foot and we yield around the right with the left hand. We yield around the back foot with the right hand, and then we bring the right hand up to ward off, press in with the left. And we'll repeat that. We yield around the left, around the front foot with the left hand. We yield around the back foot with the right hand, and then the right hand pushes forward from the back foot and the left hand pushes into the front foot. And then we have our single whip at the throat and the dantian. Send out the hook and step around with the left, nice and wide. Bring up your left palm a little bit higher, and as it turns over, this time we stay in the back foot. And then we sink into the left foot, pick up the right foot for lifting hands. Turn the waist to the left as the hands sink down. Step back with the right, and then we yield into white crane spreads wings. Turn left and sink that right hand down the front of the body. Step wide, brush past the left knee, sink forward, push at the throat. Play guitar, and then open up again. And then we brush past the left knee and push into the front foot again. And then sit back, turning on the heel of the left. Step forward with the right for ward off right. Brush right knee and push. And then turn on the heel of the right foot and step forward with the left again for another brush, left knee and push. Left, right, and another play guitar. And then we open up again. I'm going to step back here because you'll see it better. So we open up again and we do another brush past the left knee and sink forward. Now stay in the front foot and sit back, turning on the heel of the left, just like in the short form. And then pick up the right foot, but the hands come to the throat and you sink into the right. And then we step nice wide with the left and punch with the right. And now we turn to the left. And now withdraw this time is slightly different in that we yield around the front foot. With the left hand, we yield around the back foot. And then we push with the left from the back foot. We push with the right into the front foot. And then we stay in the left foot as we send out the right hand. We come into the right foot as we send out the left hand. And then we do a little 8 around the front foot to bring the left hand in toward off. And 8 around the back foot to bring the right hand in. And we step out shoulder width. And then stay in the left foot and we sink down, turning the right foot out. And then we step back together, bringing the left foot in. And straighten up. So well done. So I'm glad to see a few people got here in spite of my mistake. Sincere apologies. Just one of those days. Anyway, I'm just going to turn the video off and I'll do the short form lesson in a few minutes time. So thanks for getting here anyway. And as I say, apologies. Just one of those blips in my mind. So see you in a few minutes for the short form. We'll just do some warm-ups tonight. As I said, I've pulled something here down in my lower back, so I don't want to go bending too much with that. It'll soften out. Anyway, talk to you in a minute. Bye.